Hey, I bought another broken BMW. Broken 1 Series. This car has one of the worst BMW engines it's ever made. Inline 4-cylinder 2-liter petrol engine, and it's one of the worst engines BMW has ever made. Or at least some people like to think so. Me? I don't know. I quite like these engines, but I can see why people don't like them. They have problem with the timing chain and rod bearings, which causes that these engines are very expensive. But this is not your standard N43 case. This case is interesting because some cylinders in this engine has zero compression. Few cylinders has zero compression, but more about that later. But there's mostly one reason why I got this car. Not because it's 1 Series, not because it's broken, and not because it's dirty. The reason I bought this car is because it's extremely low mileage. This car has only 92,000 kilometers, and that's incredible for a car of this age. And of course, it was cheap, it looks good, it has M Sport, and it's a good daily runner. If it's working, of course. By the way, guys, I got a mic. But I did get this mic in the middle of filming this video, so half of the video is using my old mic. So bear with me, guys. I'm only starting out and the video quality is only gonna improve. In the future, we are gonna be working on bigger and greater projects, greater cars, more interesting cars, and the content quality is only gonna improve. So now let's get on with the video. Another day, another project. 1 Series with astonishing 91,000 kilometers. That's incredible, guys. Of course, dirty as always. So we are back. You can see how disgustingly filthy the paint is because the car has been standing abandoned under a tree. Of course, it has an engine problem. It's not running. 2-liter petrol, M Sport. Here's the engine bay. So the problem this engine has is that the cylinder number 4 has zero compression. At least that's what the previous owner said. And there could be many reasons for that. But what is most interesting for me is that the previous owner said that the first 3 cylinders are within spec, but number 4 was zero. Absolute zero compression. So I would say that something wrong with the valves. But need to open it up and check what's wrong. I did charge the battery, so the battery is somewhat okay, at least for now. So the game plan right now is to take out the spark plugs, take a look into the cylinders, check the compression. You must usually check compression on a warm engine, but this is not the case, you see. So now I need to look inside the cylinders. So here I have some cheap micro camera. It's not the best quality, but carbon buildup. I don't know, hard to tell. This one is a TDC, also a TDC. Now this is the one with zero compression. Since it is just a cheap little camera, you can't really see that well, but we could see that there was no holes in the pistons. Now I'm gonna put some oil, spray some oil down into the cylinders, lubricate it, because it's been standing for a long time. And here we have a compression test. I'm not sure if it fits, I hope it does. So the compression tester in fact did not fit. N43 engine uses M12 spark plugs. The compression tester I had was only M14 and M18. So that's why I went and grabbed another one. This one was a bit more expensive. And here we have a few more sizes: 12, M10, M14, M18, M16. Quick release. Oi. Yes. Let's give it a crank. Okay, 6 bars, around 11. Okay, that's 0. I don't know. Okay, that's also 0. I also checked the codes and there was basically no codes. Now I want to remove the valve cover, high pressure fuel lines. I'm gonna try to mark everything so I know how it goes together. Just like that. Oh. It's leaking. I'm gonna close this off with a glove. The previous owner also stated that the timing chains were changed by a authorized workshop. So also the timing could be wrong, but I doubt that. Just like that, these cables to the side. So now I think we can remove the valve cover. I also need to remove the high pressure fuel pump. Moment of truth. Ugh. To be honest, I don't know. Everything looks fine. At least all valve springs seem to be intact. But overall, engine seems to be in okay condition. Not too much varnish. No oil leaks. Nothing, everything seems to be dry. So I guess we need to remove the head and check the conditions of the valves, if there's any damage or any reason why would they leak. So we need to remove the intake manifold, undo the exhaust manifold, undo all the sensors, and also remove the timing chain. And also, when I will be removing the timing chain, I will also check the timing, because I do have a timing toolkit for N43 engine, because I have worked on a N43 engine before. But it's just very interesting why some of the screws were loose, because it did feel like someone was in here. Or the previous owner removed it in order to check if there's any visible damage from here, and he didn't find anything, so he just put it back and he just sold it. Either way, we need to firstly, I guess, remove the intake manifold. This intake manifold is an ass to remove. There are bolts up here and also 2 down that you must use, like 3 extensions and 2 wiggle sockets, so you can reach all the way behind it and down there. There's some kind of concert going on here in my city, so there's people walking around and talking. This is the manifold, and there are 2 screws down there that needs to be removed. So this is the easy one, it's in the front, like this. Yes, it is free. One more. And that's what you need to remove it. Did I forget some bolts? Oh, nope. Yes. Also, there should be one more from the underside. Let's get a simple Torx and a simple small wrench. There's one more connector right beside the pipe. Just use a small screwdriver to remove it. Yes! So this is the pipe I was talking about. It is holds on 2 Torx screws into the underside of the manifold. So now I need to drain coolant, or at least some of it. Nice blue coolant. Here. Now I'm gonna remove the fan. 2 taps on the sides. Beautiful design. Also the Vanos solenoid connectors. And now I need to undo the exhaust manifold. Whoa! It's hot. Bro, how many bolts? Damn! Still not all. Oh my god! Yes! This manifold took way longer than freaking shit off. Oh, I'm sweating. So now I need to remove the timing chain, and before that we will check the timing. This is the timing tool. First we will put the engine at top dead center, cylinder 1. Then we will put in the crankshaft locking tool, which is on the right side of the engine. And then we will put the camshaft locking tool, this, which go on the both camshafts. Then we will remove the timing chain. And this is to set the timing for the vanos. Just like that. And remove the belt. The belt looks alright, I guess. So now I'm gonna turn the crankshaft and I'm gonna press the locking pin. You can see the tool right there. Now we will put the cam locking tool. When you're gonna put the camshaft locking tool, you will need to turn the camshafts because they're gonna be under pressure. Now you can see that the tool is completely flush with the block, and also the Vanos timing also is in place. So the timing on this engine is good. Now undo the cam bolts. And just like that, the tensioner is out. Now the cap. Just like that. A little bit at a time. Hello? So you can see that the cylinders look almost perfect. There are some carbon buildup, but nothing bad. So now this is the head removed. By the way, guys, I got a mic. So now I'm thinking to remove the camshafts in order to see how all the valves are sealing. Because now some of them are open and some of them are still closed. Jesus. Just like that. This one. I don't know, everything seems to be alright. The camshafts. But now, since there's no pressure, all the valves should be closed from the other side. Oh! Oh my god! Live reaction. Look at this. How does that happen? How does this happen? What? Oh my god. Jesus. This looks alright though. So all of these are fine. So all the other ones are fine except for this one in cylinder number, that's cylinder number 1. You can see it even has some marks here on the side. But that's interesting because cylinder 1 was 6 bar. I don't even know why it happened. What's the cause of this? What caused it? Because it's literally split in half. There was a timing chain broken. But the valves seem to be okay. I don't know. This is a very ghetto way of looking for leaking valves, but this is not a proper way of checking valve leakage because water is very thick. Air is a lot thinner than water, so even though if water leaks slowly, air is gonna leak out quicker. But in this case, you can see that everything seems to be closed and tight. And while it still could be some leak for air, there's no way this would cause zero compression. It might be low in compression, but it's not going to be zero. The same with the engine. See that it's in good condition. You can't feel any scoring marks, anything. The pistons are tight, and there's no way to check if the piston rings are bad, the compression rings. But still, it would not be zero compression. It would be just low in compression. But this would not cause zero compression. There's no way that would happen. So we probably removed the head for no point. Well, this is broken, so I guess there was a point, but I don't know why that happened. What I should have checked first is remove the cams while the head was still in the car. Then I would have found it. Then I could have fixed this. Because now I think what the case is, it's either something with the oil pressure or the vanos. Because if the vano is not working correct, it's gonna adjust the oil pressure and make the valves open at the wrong time, or open up and be open for a longer time, which would cause the compression to leak out from the valves again. But this, I don't know why this would happen. So it's been around maybe 8 hours, 10 hours since the last clip, and you can see that the 2, 3, and 4 cylinders are still completely full, but the cylinder number 1 is leaking. The one that had this broken. And when I look into the ports, I can see that it's leaking through the exhaust valves. Yeah, it was definitely leaking through the exhaust valves. Well, The valves look completely fine, not bent or anything, and maybe they were just not sitting because the car hasn't been run for a long time and it just needed to run a bit so the valves can really sit. So I'm just gonna relap the valves and just probably put them back because they are really completely fine. I know I had valve grinding compound, I just don't know where I put it. A little bit of oil. So now a little bit of grinding compound, just like that. Now get a suction cup and you do it until the sound changes. Now we can see that the surface is already a lot better. But we'll do one more round with fine compound, just like that. Now you can see it has a proper seating surface. It's fine Scotch-Brite. Harder compound. Now you do it until the sound changes. Now some fine compound. Now you can see the seating surface and also on the head. Now time to put back the valves. So now I need to compress the valve. So after like 30 minutes, I did manage to get the valve number 1 in place. Now this is gonna be even more fun. Yes! That took longer than it should have. Way longer than it should have. Gasket remover. Some people like to use a plastic scraper so you not scratch it, but if you're careful you can also use a razor blade. So first I just go over with a brush, then I like to go over carefully with a razor blade. Since the head is in very good condition, there's no need to resurface it. You really can't feel anything now. You can see the lines, there are some lines everywhere, but there's literally nothing. You can't feel anything with your finger. On this side, since everything is very open, I'm not gonna put this straight on. I'm gonna put this on the rag and then so now the head is ready for installing. It's ready for the head gasket and for the valve cover gasket. So now the block is also ready for assembly. So that's it for this video, guys. I'm currently waiting on parts, and in the next video we will put this engine back together with new head gasket, bolts, and all the gaskets and everything. When you also need to troubleshoot the vanos, or if there's another cause for the zero compression. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. See you in the next one.